There was once a king, curious, proud, and a little bored, who had heard whispers of a strange creature called an elephant. He had never seen one, and his imagination couldn't rest until he did. So he sent his men across deserts and mountains with one simple command: "Bring this creature to me." Months passed. One evening, long after sunset, the men returned, tired, dusty, and victorious. Behind them, in the shadows of the courtyard, stood a huge, silent shape. The king, half asleep in his golden robes, rushed down to see it. But the palace lamps had all burned out. The night was thick and dark, so dark you could barely see your own hands. The king called for his advisors, his wise men, to go inside and describe what stood before them. They entered the hall, each carrying a small candle, but the elephant was so large their tiny flames only reached small parts of its body. The first man approached the animal's side and pressed his palm against it. He felt the rough skin, wide and solid, and said, "Ah, now I understand. The elephant is like a great wall." The second man, reaching out in another corner, caught hold of the trunk. It moved and curled in his hands. He gasped, "No, no, it's not a wall. It's alive, a snake that breathes." The third man knelt and wrapped his arms around one of the elephant's legs. He laughed. "You're both wrong. It's a pillar, strong and steady, built from the earth itself." And the fourth man, standing near the head, touched the elephant's ear. It flapped softly in the air. He smiled and said, "It's a fan, a great fan that cools the room." Outside, the king could hear their voices echoing through the hall. At first, they were calm, then louder. Then, as always happens when humans think they're right, angry. Each one swore that the others were blind fools. Each one believed his truth was the truth. The king, listening, simply smiled. He had seen the elephant clearly in the daylight, and he knew they were all right and all wrong. You see, each of them was touching the truth, but only a piece of it. And isn't that how we are? We grab one corner of life and think we've seen the whole thing. We hold on to one opinion, one belief, one moment, and forget that others might be touching the same truth from another side. In our world today, we argue about everything: politics, beliefs, careers, even which diet will save the world. We shout our truth louder, thinking it will make us wiser. But truth isn't a fight to win. It's a light to share. Maybe your friend who disagrees with you isn't lost. Maybe they're just standing somewhere else in the dark. When we stop shouting, when we listen, a little more light enters the room, and we finally see that we were all describing the same elephant. So the next time you're about to correct someone online, maybe skip the 400-word comment. Maybe just think, "Ah, they're touching the trunk, and I'm stuck hugging the leg." Both of you are right. You just need a little more light.